Thanks so much for being with us this morning on Atlanta News First Plus. I just want to share with you some of the top stories that we are following right now, starting with the investigation into a deadly stabbing that happened in southwest Atlanta. Atlanta police right now are working to learn more about a man who was found dead with multiple stab wounds. It happened just before midnight on Stonewall Drive in southwest Atlanta. Officers say that they found a man who's in his 60s, really with stab wounds all over his body. Homicide investigators are hoping that the victim's car at the scene will provide some answers as to how this may have happened, who might be responsible. But again, that stabbing investigation underway. If you have any information, of course, as always, you are asked to please call Atlanta police. Another major story that we want to turn to as well, there is there's a lot of concern about the care of foster children in the state of Georgia, and in fact, it is now the state foster care system, I should say, is under investigation, and it's something that actually U.S. Senator John Ossoff is expected to release a little more information on the results of the federal investigation later on today. My colleague, Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer, has more.
Our investigative team revealed how the state's foster children are living. Senator John Ossoff also heard testimony about this earlier this week. Now, our reporting here at Atlanta News First actually revealed that foster children were actually sleeping inside of county offices. They were often exposed to drugs and violence as well. And on top of all of that, the state is also dealing with a huge caseworker shortage right now. Now, all of these issues combined have led to this moment, a federal probe into the Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services, or DFACS, as we call them. Now, U.S. Senator John Ossoff, he heard compelling testimony from a foster youth as well as a mother who claims that the state actually placed her daughter in the care of the father and his girlfriend, which resulted in the toddler's death, according to her.
The isolation room was similar to a jail cell, and I was treated as an inmate. You had to request access to the bathroom. I wasn't allowed to shower.
Brooklyn would still be alive if anyone at DFACS had just been willing to listen to me, her own mother. We need better oversight of the system to ensure the safety of all Georgia families.
Audits show that DFACS actually does open investigations in a timely manner. However, the federal government is saying they don't get down to the root of the problem here. We're going to learn more about this probe later on this morning at 10:45 at a press conference. In Northwest Atlanta, Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
Thank you so much to Bridget Spencer for that report. Also want to let you know the latest on another major story that we're following. We reported to you the mass shooting in Maine, which has left 18 people dead. Well, right now the search is still on for the shooter. Multiple law enforcement agencies in multiple states are still looking for a U.S. Army reservist who is accused of killing 18 people in that mass shooting in Maine. Police are saying that this man who you're looking at right now, 40-year-old Robert Card, is an expert marksman. They say he had recently been hospitalized for mental health issues, including hearing voices. So the shooting happened in two separate spots in Lewiston, Maine, which is a city of about 36,000 towards the southern end of the state of Maine. We actually spoke with a man who lives in Sandy Springs now, but grew up in Lewiston until he was about 14 years old. He actually still has family in the area, and Atlanta News First Josh Skinner has his story.
It was an idyllic childhood for Dr. Stanford Plavin.
I was born in Lewiston, Maine. Spent the first 14 years of my life there.
Lewiston, a city of about 36,000 towards the southern end of the state, known for hosting the infamous rematch between Cassius Clay and Sonny Liston, and not much else.
I say, Lewiston, Maine? Wow, where is that? And unfortunately now, everyone knows for the wrong reasons where Lewiston, Maine is.
Army reservist Robert Card is alleged to have killed 18 people and wounded over a dozen more in a shooting Wednesday night, a death toll nearly equaling Maine's annual homicide rate. What kind of people are Mainers?
I mean, they're wholesome Downeasterners. They're self-sufficient, hardworking.
While Plavin hasn't lived in Maine for decades, he still has family in New England and close ties to the area.
My sister has kids that were in a sleepaway event in Maine. They had to be escorted home early, 2 days early, from their sleepaway because the state of Maine is on a lockdown.
Now the city that Wallet Hub recently named the 13th safest in America is reeling, and Plavin's good memories, and maybe even the memories of all who care about Lewiston and ever called it home, are changed forever.
So you feel like you're almost feeling a sense of loss because of the people's loss there.
The pain is fresh and still being grappled with. For Plavin, his home is now in Georgia, but his heart is 1,200 miles away.
It affects me. I mean, I feel a connection growing up in Lewiston, Maine.
In Sandy Springs, Joshua Skinner, Atlanta News First.
All right, our thanks to Josh Skinner for that report. Okay, let's talk about something a lot more pleasant, Halloween. And of course, it's Tuesday, but there's going to be a lot to dress up for this weekend because an event, Folloween, is happening. It's called Folloween, and it's back at the Home Depot backyard, right outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So this year's theme is Jurassic. Things are kicking off tonight from 6 to 10 with pumpkin painting, live music, a lot of other dinosaur-themed festivities. Things are capped off with Jurassic World for movie night, and then things are going to be back up tomorrow from 2 to 6, and you can play laser tag. There's going to be a costume contest. This event is free, but you do have to reserve a spot online. It looks like a lot of fun, and it's just been the most gorgeous weather to be outside as well. Meteorologist Rodney Harris, you know, I so appreciate the weather that we've had. It has just been such a pleasure.
It has indeed, Joy. We are basically in like bonus mode right now because temperatures are in the 80s later on this afternoon, and it'll stay in the 80s for highs through the entire weekend and even going into Monday. We did this yesterday. I want to start with First Alert Radar to sort of set up what's happening. You can see there's rain stretching from Texas back toward the Midwest, but there's really not much across the southeast. There is still a ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere that's keeping us dry and keeping us well above average temperature-wise, which is what high pressures do. So that's what we're seeing right now in North Georgia, and that's what we will see through Sunday, really through Monday. So that's why our high temperatures will stay in the 80s. For perspective, the normal high for this time of year is 71, so we are at least 10 degrees above average through Monday. So enjoy this nice spring-like weather because some big-time changes are coming for the beginning of next week. Monday will still be nice, 83 and mostly sunny. But by Halloween, we have a cold front moving through. So the first thing that you'll notice is there is a 30% chance of a few showers on Halloween, including when you take the kids trick-or-treating. Now, we're not forecasting a ton of rain, but some showers, some scattered showers will be possible. So we want you to know that that's out there. But what you will definitely notice are those cooler temperatures. We've decided to add a first alert for Halloween and Wednesday. You're going to notice the cooler temperatures first on Tuesday. So our high on Monday is 83, but by Tuesday it's only up to 65 degrees. Halloween will also be breezy, so you'll feel that in the afternoon. And then for Wednesday morning, we'll drop to 40 in Atlanta. The 30s in the suburbs. It will be the coldest morning of the season on Wednesday. So that is also a first alert. And we are only up to 55 degrees on Wednesday afternoon. Then Thursday, we drop down to 37 in Atlanta. And it's not impossible that we see some freezing or near freezing temperatures in metro Atlanta, especially on the north and west side of town. So we'll have to watch that as well. That may be another first alert. We're debating that right now. But definitely cold starting on Halloween, which is right on schedule. We typically get colder around Halloween, November 1st, so we're pretty much on schedule for this cold air. So prepare for that. But before we even get to Halloween and November 1st to next week, again, a really nice bonus, sort of a nice bang as we end the month with those well above average temperatures. You can really like let the roof down over the weekend. It's going to be so nice. No rain, so we really hope that you get out there and enjoy it. And even on Halloween, the chance of rain is super low. The reason why we're really stressing that chance is because it happens to be while the kids are trick-or-treating, but we're not really forecasting a ton of rain at all, and that's the best chance over the next 7 days. And we need the rain, remember, we're in a drought, so we need any bit of rain that we can get. But the cold weather will definitely be the story next week. We'll keep you up to date on those first alerts, but remember, it'll start Tuesday. You'll notice those colder temperatures by Tuesday afternoon, so we will keep you up to date on that. First alert, Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez will have an updated look at your forecast on Atlanta News First at noon. We hope you guys have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and until next time, we'll see you soon.